You're about to hear a story so strange, it feels like fiction. A man who robbed dozens of McDonald's, not by breaking in the front, but through the roof. A man who escaped a maximum security prison and then hid inside a toy store for months. He dated, went to church, and lived like a normal man while hiding in plain sight. His name? Jeffrey Roofman Manchester. This is his unbelievable true story. Jeffrey Allen Manchester was born in 1971 in Sacramento, California. He grew up in a fairly ordinary life and later joined the U.S. Army Reserve, serving in the 82nd Airborne Division. There, he learned discipline, observation, and survival skills, lessons that would later become tools for crime. He married young, had 3 children, but by 1999, his marriage ended in divorce. Struggling financially and perhaps emotionally, Manchester made a decision that would change everything. He turned his skills toward crime. His chosen targets were fast food restaurants, McDonald's, Burger King, and others. But unlike other robbers, he never walked through the front door. He always came in through the roof. Between 1998 and 2000, Manchester carried out dozens of robberies across multiple states. His method was meticulous. He would study a target for weeks. He learned employee schedules, delivery times, and alarm systems. Then, under the cover of night, he cut through the roof. Once inside, he hid in the restrooms until morning. When the first employees arrived, he emerged, calm and controlled. He carried a weapon, but rarely showed aggression. He directed employees into the walk-in freezer, sometimes even suggesting they grab a coat. He took the cash, then slipped back out the way he came. Victims described him as quiet and strangely polite. To police, he was a ghost and soon earned the name the Roofman. But no criminal career lasts forever. By May 2000, Manchester's luck began to run out. In a single day, he robbed 2 McDonald's locations. At the second, an employee triggered a silent alarm. Police quickly located his car nearby. A chase followed, and Jeffrey Manchester was captured. He was convicted and sentenced to 45 years in prison. Transferred to Brown Creek Correctional Institution in North Carolina, Manchester began to plot his escape. Inside prison, Manchester studied everything: the guards, the trucks, the metal shop where he worked. He built a plywood platform, painted it black, and created cardboard covers for concealment. On June 15, 2004, he made his move. He clung beneath a delivery truck, hidden by his camouflage. The truck rolled out of the prison gates, and with it, Roofman vanished into the world once again. After escaping, Manchester traveled to Charlotte, North Carolina. He needed a place to hide. He broke into a Toys R Us and built a secret lair behind the shelves and bike racks. He lived off jars of baby food, snacks, and candy. At night, he rode bikes through the aisles and explored the empty store. He even installed baby monitors to track employee movements. Eventually, he moved into an abandoned Circuit City next door. There, he built a secret room under a stairwell. He painted the walls, decorated them with posters, and made it a strange kind of home. In the daytime, Manchester built a second life. He joined a local church, volunteered, and even started dating a woman. To explain his odd behavior, he claimed he worked in a secret government job. For months, he lived this double life, fugitive by night, friendly neighbor by day. But old habits die hard. In December 2004, Manchester decided to rob the very store that had sheltered him previously. He set the plan in motion. On December 26th, he slipped inside before the store opening and forced employees into a room. But 2 escaped and called the police. Manchester fled, but investigators soon uncovered his lair in the abandoned Circuit City. Inside were posters, a bed, food wrappers, and even a copy of the film Catch Me If You Can. Police traced him through his girlfriend, who eventually helped lure him into custody. On January 5, 2005, Jeffrey Manchester was arrested once more. This time, his sentence grew longer. He was charged with burglary, arson, weapons offenses, and escape. Another 40 years were added to his time. Even in prison, Manchester tried to escape again, once in 2009 and again in 2017, but each time, he was caught. Today, Jeffrey Manchester remains behind bars. His earliest possible release date is 2036. So, who was Jeffrey Manchester? A criminal, yes, but also a man who fascinated the public. He lived secretly in toy stores. He robbed politely. He built lives within lies. His story is full of contradictions. A soldier turned thief. A father turned fugitive. A polite robber who terrified workers but made them remember his courtesy. It makes us ask, how much of our life is a mask? How much of our skill is wasted when it isn't tied to purpose? And how easily can a man hide in plain sight? Jeffrey Manchester's crimes earned him a lifetime in prison, but his legend, the legend of the Roofman, lives on. If this story gripped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the Legacy Code is where unbelievable events are true. Thank you for watching.